Good morning, coming from the lovely Osaka. Right, you guessed it. I just arrived here, coming from Tokyo, Shinjuku to be precise. And what can I say? Shinjuku is not quite what I expected. So I had my expectations, maybe too high expectations, who knows. And to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm rather disappointed. But before I go into that, just let me show you what 250 bucks can buy you for a week here in Osaka as your accommodation, right? It's not far away from the Tonburi area, from where all the action is going on, so it's quite nice. I'm quite happy with it, you know? You have a huge window. The view isn't that great, however, a TV. Sorry, just let me check if I not have any embarrassing things in the room lying around. Doesn't look like this, so just have a look. Isn't that huge and fairly clean? Can't complain. A little bit stain on the sofa, but who cares about this? You got a fridge, even storage, coat hangers, some place for cooking even. I think that's induction, I'm not sure. I'm not going to cook here. And just let me show you this. The beauty of a Japanese toilet. Do I have a brownie hanging in there? No brownie. So you can have a look. Man, I love Japanese toilets. I could spend hours sitting there and having a poo. Joking. So another room. The actual bathroom. The washing machine. The shower. You can even have a bath here. Isn't that huge? 250 for 7 nights. Right? By the way, my place in Tokyo was double the price, and it was okay. It was okay. It was clean. It had everything that I needed, but it was very small. It was tiny compared to this place. Yeah, back to the Shinjuku issue. Yeah, the first thing I want to do is to give you a little bit of context. So it was my first time going to Tokyo with a plan, filming there. And yeah, you can imagine I had an eastbound jet lag coming from Europe, so the jet lag was heavy. You know, I will talk about this later, you know, maybe that contributed a little bit too much to everything. Yeah, and I was coming maybe with a little bit of too high expectations. This I can say, right? So, the first thing, there is the overwhelming scale of the place of Shinjuku. That was kind of, exhausting, to say the least for me. The immense crowds and the streets packed like it's rush hour everywhere and all the time, and the constant sensory overload. Lights, sounds, movement. I mean, it's not that I didn't expect that, right? I did, of course. You know, I mean, that's something that you want to experience when you come to this place. However, I didn't expect it to be that annoying, you know. But it's really hard with the crowds. It's really hard, you know. You cannot walk a little bit or without being very, to not bump into somebody or to not disturb anyone. You know, it's massive. You cannot imagine this. If you haven't been to a place like Tokyo, to a city of a similar size, you can't imagine how that is, right? So, and yeah, it almost felt like being swept around and not exploring, though. The next thing is that the people gave somehow a strange vibe. Many people, they just looked exhausted, serious, withdrawn. No joyful nightlife energy. At least I expected this, you know, but it wasn't like this at all. You know, you had this host guys running around with the girls that coming to the place, and it all, I don't know. Everybody made rather a mean face, and it was a certain heaviness that you couldn't shake, you know, that had the place, and that together with the sheer amount of the people there, you know. Sometimes I was standing at the crossing and just saw a wave, you know, like a black wave incoming of this dark matter of human energy. You know, it was crazy. You know, it felt like that. It was weird, you know. And it made me somehow really not wanting to go out and to explore the place so much. It was not really that I didn't felt like, oh cool, I'm in Tokyo, let's go out in the mornings, go there, and it was rather like, oh shit, I'm hungry, I got to eat, I need to go anywhere, right? So I really didn't expect that. And another thing is the whole restaurant situation. I had higher expectations on that issue as well. It was just mediocre. Even less. So now that I'm in Osaka, I can compare it. I can compare it to this place, and the food here it's just amazing. It's just another level, right? But I don't know. Maybe some people will tell me, oh shit, you didn't go there, you didn't go to this place or this bar in this building, and because I don't know. Yeah, but what I mean, the restaurants that you can find around the area, the Kabukicho area, yeah, it was nothing special. It was okay, but nothing special. Nothing to write home about, I'd say. Okay, and just don't get me started on the touts. Most of them seem to be coming from Nigeria, and they look the part. You know what I mean. So, and there's like, let me guess, 50 people around the Kabukicho area, the area around the Godzilla, and man, they are annoying as AF. They are annoying AF, I can tell you. And this creates also a pushy atmosphere, right? If you don't know what they're up to, they try to come up to you, try to engage you in a conversation, and then they want to bring you to a bar, which is supposedly a rip-off bar. So at the end of your drinking session, you will be presented a bill. Let's say, like, I think I heard $2,000 is a regular amount, and you go off to the police. You can go to the police, you can complain, but nothing's going to happen in most cases, right? So be aware of this, be aware of the touts, and they are really everywhere, over the place, and they really contribute to a really, I don't know, an atmosphere that I really don't like, Okay. Omori Yokocho, visually beautiful and iconic, but very tiny. Tinier than I expected it, or that you can guess from the videos that you can watch online. It's much tinier in real. I don't know why. And it's completely full with tourists, It's like a photo background, a photo backdrop for them, And if you go there, expect it to be a very touristic place. And of course, I have to talk about my jet lag when I'm talking about the whole experience, because I had the worst jet lag in my whole life. I have to say it like this, it was the whole time in Tokyo, the whole 5 days. I couldn't sleep in the night. I was awake until like the morning hours, and then I slept like in chunks, like from 6 to 8, and then from 10 to 12, something like this, like every night. And I think this contributed to the whole experience. So maybe it's not Shinjuku, maybe it's me, I'm not sure, but I just have the feeling that I don't need to return to that place, When I go to Tokyo again, which I will, obviously, I will go to another part of the city. I will go to Shibuya. Maybe Shibuya is not that much different to Shinjuku, but I will try it. Of course, there weren't all bad things, not only bad things, in Tokyo. What was really nice was visiting the Senkakuji temple, which I wanted to be since I'm a child, really, and that was great to go there. And of course, the Saturday was a blast. The Saturday I went to the hub, and it's usually a place where foreigners and Japanese people mingle, so I met some guys, some Japanese guys. I could practice some Japanese, I could put it actually into practice, and these were the two things that were actually nice, and that will I keep as good memories from my trip to Shinjuku. However, I'm happy to be in Osaka. I already got another vibe from the Eki, from the station. It already felt completely different. The amount of people, the crowds, it's a big city as well. I mean, it's like 12 million, I think, more or less, yeah. But completely different. It's everything is at a normal scale, I would say. It's just manageable. Yeah. Yeah, my final thoughts. Shinjuku may or may not be your place, and it's okay that it is. Sometimes we go to places and we have high expectations and we just get disappointed. Sometimes it's just like this, right? And it is okay. That's traveling about. Yeah. What can I say? I'm really excited to explore more of Osaka, and there will be more videos coming. Stay tuned.